The emotions and the feelings that parents or caregivers experience when their child is newly diagnosed with cancer is a myriad of things. They can go through moments of fear, disbelief, or a lack of understanding why this is happening to their child. They are sent into a moment of crisis as their child is diagnosed. Everyone within that village, that family, that community is affected in some way. Whether it's the parents or the caregivers who have to figure out a new work-life balance, or if it's a sibling who's having to figure out what it's like to stay at the grandparents on the weekends or a few nights during the week because mom and dad have to go with their other sibling to an appointment or at a hospital stay. It's finding a new normal, which can be so challenging and so devastating to what the usual makeup of the family is, or was. And so a lot of times we see parents struggling with having to choose. Do I come and do I spend the night at the hospital with my child? Or do I make sure I'm at the soccer game for my other child? Do I make this really important meeting, or am I going to be able to show up at an appointment where we're going to get news about my child's disease? It can affect families in how they support each other financially, how they just their day in and day out of their life. Siblings of a child with cancer really go through a lot. A lot of times they experience grief and loss just like a parent or the child with cancer does, because they are having to find a new way as well. As a social worker, I help parents or caregivers figure out how to support the sibling that's at home. There is a series of books published by United Therapeutics that really helps on an age-appropriate level caregivers and parents talk to their children about the diagnosis phase, the treatment process, and the aftercare experience, which can really open up a safe place for siblings to ask questions, for the child who has neuroblastoma to ask questions and gain better understanding. I think hope is such an important thing for a caregiver as they're walking alongside their child during a diagnosis like cancer. It's what gets families through the really dark times, and something I really value with my role as a social worker with these families is being able to help them find the meaning in the everyday, in why they're here, why they're fighting, helping them understand how they can bring joy to their child and finding joy in the small wins.